Welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here before to the 8th concession. My name is Natalie. Well, it's September here on the 8th concession, and it's turned out to be a beautiful fall. We've had a not so nice summer in terms of it rained a lot and it was fairly cool. Didn't really feel like summer here in southern Ontario, where we tend to have hot, dry summers. But fall is just been lovely. We've had much less rain. And while it is cool overnight, which is lovely for sleeping, and you have to turn on the air conditioner less, which is always great, it has still been beautiful warm weather during the day, about 25, 26, which is a lovely, comfortable temperature. And for that, the garden is still looking lovely. But there are fall chores that I have to do because truly, yesterday was the first day of fall. And winter can come, just like that. So I do have to start clearing out the garden and doing some of the chores that I do at the end of the year. And one of those things is what I'm going to do today, and that is collecting seeds already for next year. It seems hard to believe that this growing season is basically over, which is very sad, but I'm going to collect some seeds. I'm going to show you the onion seeds. Those of you who've been following have watched me take the sprouted onions from my cold cellar, plant them, watch them grow, and today I'm finally going to collect the onion seeds that I grew, and I'm going to show you how I do that. I'm also going to collect some of the lettuce seeds from my Butter Crunch lettuce that I let go to seed, and if I have time, I need to pull the 2 varieties of beans that I planted. Now, I planted Polish white beans for the first time because I wanted to try some baked beans, and I also planted kidney beans. And after I planted them, I realized that I had forgotten something, and that's in order to can beans, you need a pressure canner, and I don't own one. So I thought I'm going to have to let them dry on the vines and just harvest them as dried beans, and hopefully I can still use them in my cooking. I'm going to need some help from someone as to, I guess I just soak the beans to make the baked beans if the beans are dry versus if they're canned. I'll look into that when it's time. I'm not even sure what size of harvest I'm going to get. Maybe I don't even have enough to use my bean pod to make baked beans, but here's hoping. So I'm going to see if I can get to that today, but for sure today we're going to do the onions and the lettuce, get those put away for next year, and so let's get going. Those of you who are following me as I was planting the onions that had sprouted in my cold cellar to grow seed know that the plants shot up and they produce these big white globes of flowers. That's the onion flower. And throughout the summer, it was a big hit with the pollinators. There were always bees and hornets and wasps and what have you on the flowers pollinating. And then as time went by, I'd let them dry as long as I could. And when they started to fall over on the long stems, that's when I cut them, because I didn't want them falling over and dropping the seeds back in the garden, although that's an easy way to plant onions. But instead I cut them off, and this is what they look like. So they've actually been drying in my plant room for a while. Not necessarily on purpose, but because I got busy with other things. And you can see that the flowers themselves have dried completely. And inside each one of those little flowers are 3 black onion seeds. Don't know if you can see that clearly. So all I'm going to do now is shake them. I've just brought out a white bin, so they're easier to see because they are black. And I don't think I'm going to have to do much picking. I think I'm just going to have to do some shaking, and that will get the seeds out. And then presto, all the onion seeds that we will need for next year, I will have produced. Now, this number of flowers came off 3 onions. That's all I planted. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 10 or 11 flowers full of seeds off just 3 onion plants. So it's that easy to create enough seeds. You could even just do 1 onion plant that sprouts, and you would probably get 3 or 4 flower heads off of it, and plenty of seeds for the following year. So it's not difficult, but this is the fun part. Let's collect some onion seeds. There, just by shaking the seeds, the flower pods come to the top, and I'm just picking them off. And I can get most of them out that way. Now, the flowers still have more seeds in them. And I'm probably even taking some here. But that's pretty clean, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put them in my jar. Let's see if I can do it without spilling them everywhere. I should have a funnel. That is a great harvest of onion seeds. Now, I'm going to keep the flower heads just in this container because I can already see that they're still dropping seeds. But I don't have to do any more work collecting them. I'm just going to leave them in here to dry. And I don't know if you can see the bottom, but it's already dark with seeds. So I'll collect some more later. But I'm just going to shake this every now and then. Let those flower pods open naturally. Less work for me. I've already got a good ready supply, but I will harvest what comes off of these dried flower heads later and gift them to friends. Now I'm going to work on the lettuce. So all I did was I cut off the flower parts of my lettuce and then cleaned up the lettuce bed. And I stuck them head first into this bucket. So if any fell off, they'd go into the bucket. This is a little more work than the onion seeds, which is a lot of fun to just bang them and see the seeds fall out. These I'm going to have to actually pick out, but it's so easy to collect enough that it won't take me long. I'll collect as many as I want for my garden and for friends' gardens, and then I'll compost the rest. So you can see that inside each one of these little bulbs, the little fat part, that's where the seeds are sitting. So all I'm doing is taking these little tufts here. You can see they're brown, and I'm going to pull the end off, and inside are the little seeds. Lettuce seeds are a little harder. They're very tiny, and they come off these little flower ends here, and you get a lot of chaff and bits and leaves with it. Now they're easy to get rid of because you can almost blow them away. The seeds are heavier, but it's nice to have a bin, a nice white bin with a smooth bottom so that you don't get any seeds stuck in crevices such as in this type of bin. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to separate, there's a flower in there. Take the little seed head and just let them fall into this bucket here, and then anything extra that I see already I'll take out. Not sure if you can see the tiny seeds. It's a bit dark here under, but they just look like these tiny little teardrop shapes. Those are the lettuce seeds. You can see, and I can easily gather it up and get rid of all of this and just save the seeds. plenty of wonderful butter crunch seeds that tend to be winter hardy for us here in Zone 5B. Even under the snow and ice last year, these lettuce plants survived. It was amazing. So I like to save my own seeds because whatever has happened with these butter crunch lettuce, they're perfectly happy growing here on the 8th concession. The other thing I'm going to do is this little container here where I was just throwing the seed pods. I can see that there's a lot of seed in here that I missed. So I'm actually just going to dump all of this right here to plant some lettuce because I know there's lots of seeds in it, and that'll be a quick and easy way to get myself some more lettuce. Spread it around a bit. Yo, you can see all the seeds in there. Sprinkle a bit of dirt on top. There, now I don't feel so bad that I missed a bunch. So there you go. That's a good start on my seed collecting for this year. I've got a lot of, hundreds, maybe even thousands of the Dutch onion seeds to start for next year. I'm very happy about that. And I have some lettuce seeds. I will probably collect some more of them. I've kept the seed heads there. I want maybe about double that so that I can share with friends. But it's a good start anyway, and I've waited a bit too long so that I know my lettuce has already self-seeded. I suspect the onions might have also self-seeded because some of the seed pods had been opened, but that's the fun of gardening. I'm already looking forward to next year's garden. I hope you are too. Bye for now.